Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the 2017 Subaru Outback with the 3.6-liter engines. They're going to be replacing the serpentine belt on it. It does have the manual tensioner on it right down there. It's got a 13 on the front. Kind of hard to see from this angle. But yeah, it's a 13 on the front right down here. You'll loosen that up. Don't take it all the way out. Just loosen it, break it loose. And then your actual tensioner to place down on the pulley. You have 14 right on top. You just spin that off until you got enough clearance to remove the belt. So we'll go ahead and do that now. This particular customer did replace his own belt on it, but we're not sure if he had a bad pulley or if he just didn't have his tension correct. But once he got it finished up, it tore a nice chunk into the side of the belt. So we're going to go ahead and swap and put a new one on, make sure it's all done right, make sure there's no pulleys damaged or anything like that, and then we'll go from there. I've already got my 13 broke loose. We're going to go ahead and release the tension on it, and then we'll get the old belt off. Right now would be a good time to go ahead and either take a photo, make a drawing, or whatever you need to do. Google it, however you decide to do it. Get the serpentine belt routing, so when you decide to go back on with the routing, you won't have to try to figure out how it goes. You'll already have a diagram of it. Most of your older vehicles, they used to have a sticker on the vehicle. Some were like, the belt routing. Now they no longer do that. Majority of your vehicles now, you have to either Google or try to find your manual and find your diagram like that. It's a good thing we have Google, YouTube, stuff like that. You're able to find your diagrams for these vehicles pretty easily. So if you don't remember to take a picture, if you don't have a reference of it, just Google the year, make, and model, make sure the engine's correct, all that type of stuff, and then you'll be able to reroute your bill. Right. So yeah, let me go ahead and get this tension off, and then we'll release the bill. Has some play in it. I've got it all the way tight. It does have some play in it. So I will definitely let the customer know. Not something that would cause it to tear up the way it did originally. I'm pretty sure that just didn't have enough tension on it or was over tensioned. So what we'll do now, we'll get everything put back together, make sure it's on there correctly and everything like that, and that we're tensioned properly. Then I'll let the customer know sometime in the near future. I will go ahead and swap out that tensioner. And tensioner pulley on it, just so he don't have any issues out of it in the near future. But like I said, it does have a bit of play in it while it's all the way tight. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put it at like a 2. I wouldn't quite consider it a safety issue unless it's maybe a 7 or above. If I rated a 7, pretty much it's a safety issue. We should get it done within the next 24 hours or as soon as well. Like now it's 92. Definitely not a safety issue. But the initial reason he wanted to replace the belt is on startups, early morning startups or first startups for the day, he would get a bit of screeching from the belt area, so he figured it was a serpentine belt. I forgot to ask before he left, so I'm not sure if when he put that belt on, the actual noise went away, but it just tore the belt. So we'll get this one on. If we got noise, I'll let him know, and we'll go ahead and do the tensioner sooner. But if there's no noise behind it and everything turns out good, then I'll let the customer know he will need a tensioner sometime in the near future, but it's not a safety issue to me now. So we'll go ahead and loosen the tensioner back up so it drops back down there. You'll tighten your 14, which will pull your pulley back up. Once your belt is snug and tight where it should be, then you'll go ahead and snug down your 13 for the actual tensioner. Well, not too much, not too little. We go one leg, little quick turn. Yeah, I think she's pretty snug. Not too much, nice and tight. Belt is properly routed. It's over here. And these are very sensitive, so you really want your belt to be properly routed on the pulleys because of how it's set up. That's better. All right, let's go ahead and get it tightened back up. All right, let's go ahead and get it started up and then test her out. Make sure you guys can see. Back it up a bit. Right up. 13, I was telling you, that sits right in front of the tensioner that you have to remove or loosen up. Don't remove it. Just loosen it so you can move the center up and down. It's that bolt right down there, and that's a 13. We'll loosen that up. And the 14 sits on top right here. All right, let's get it started. AC off so I can see if I can hear any noises or anything. And while belts are rotating and the engine is running, especially on the sectional number I mentioned earlier that it has some play in it, and you check if the fluid pulley and everything, and they don't have too much play on it. What you can do is you can just kind of look at it and look for wobbles. Now, slight wobbles are normal on most vehicles. Excessive wobbles, we kind of tell if there's too much. More so looking at the belt than the actual tensioner or pulley itself. Kind of look at the belt. If your belt is wobbling back and forth, then you kind of know that you have a bad tensioner somewhere or a bad pulley somewhere. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's the actual tensioner itself, but we've already examined and we know that we had a tensioner that is going bad. Doesn't need replaced today, but will need to replace soon. But if you look at it here, just from this little angle, you see right down here, got a little bit of play to it. You got a bit of wobble to it. And I guarantee what also was, with it not being properly tensioned, that tensioner isn't properly tight. Rather, not the actual tensioner itself, but the pulley part itself. If that's not completely tight, you will have more wobbling. So that could have been something that caused it to tear up the tilt that he replaced. Or it's just been not routed properly. Like I said, these are not much room where your crank pulley is. So if it's not on it correctly, it will rub against the motor or just the front of the pulley. My thing was, I was thinking the compressor might have been a little wonky, but compressor seems fine. There's no noise or anything coming from it. Seems nice and free, not overly tight or anything like that. So we'll just let it run for a minute, let that new belt break itself in, and then I'm going to double check my tension, make sure I'm still nice and tight. But sometimes after your belt, as you prep the engine, of course, you're not properly tensioned, it can't throw off the tension, make it looser or make it tighter. So you always want to run it for a little while and then cut it off, double check your tension, and then go from there. Right now, I have the air compressor off, no AC is running. I'm going to hop back in the vehicle, turn the AC on. That way I can check that with the motor of the AC running. And if all else is good, we'll go ahead and let the customer know the vehicle is done and what I recommend for future. And then we'll be all done. This thing has only got like 92,000 miles on it. And it's in actually great shape as far as I can see for the amount of mileage that it has. All right, we're going to noise. Let me see if I can try to think. See, now the noise is gone. I guess we'll wait and see if it comes back. I don't see much of a fully wobble from the alternator, but it could be something that's in the beginning state. But with the alternator being so close to the tensioner, it's kind of hard to decipher which one of the two that it is. So I'm going to hop back in. I'm going to cut the AC compressor back off, throw the AC back off, that way the compressor both back off, and then we'll see if we get any difference. If there's no difference, we'll rule out the compressor, and then I'll just let you know about the tension link. All right, I'm gonna shut her down, double check my tension, and then we'll be all done here, and I'll let the customer know that their Serpentine belt tension is pretty soon. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm hoping I can find a kit that comes with the new bolt. The head on this one's not the best, and that one would probably be fine. But the head on this one's not the best, and I always like to go with new parts as I can. So if the kit comes with the new bolts, we'll go ahead and swap all that out too. Yeah, everything else looks good. Engine stuff, but what engine is it? All right. And like I said before, this one here is the 13. We're all set. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this was a Serpentine belt replacement 2017 Subaru Outback 3.6 liter engine. She is all finished up, and we are ready to roll. Again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.